Hello, good morning from Lagos, Nigeria. Welcome to another edition of Marriage and Relationship Matters with Haniel. Recently, I saw a post in a Facebook group by a woman who had an issue with the husband and was asking for advice. Now, I will never understand why people see the social media as the best place to bring their personal problems, including even marital issues, and then ask the public to advise them. This woman is a medical doctor and the husband is a banker. The husband gets home 4 or 5 p.m., but she does not get home until about 7 or 8 in the night. Despite the fact that the husband gets home much earlier, he does not help in any domestic chore. He does not touch anything. He would rather wait, watch TV, and wait for her to come back home in the night to prepare dinner. And so on this particular night, she came back home as usual about 8 p.m. and met the husband as usual in the living room watching TV. She went into the kitchen to prepare dinner, but maybe the man was too hungry to be patient, to wait. He went and stood by the kitchen door and started barking orders at her, shouting at her. Well, as a human being, she could no longer hold her peace. She shouted back, and the man hit her, injuring her in the process. And she's about 6 months pregnant. So the issue she was talking about then was that the following morning she moved out, picked a few things, went to her elder sister's place to stay. But the man was coming around with the mother to plead with her, to beg her to come back home. So she was asking the public what she should do. Isn't that funny? But while I read that post, my mind went back over 30 years ago. On a night, I was coming back home. I was on a bus. I sat in front with a lady who was sandwiched between me and the driver. Shortly after the bus took off, the woman fell asleep. She was obviously very tired. She rested her head on my shoulder. And I saw on her finger that she was a married woman. And so my mind wandered to her home. And I told myself, maybe this woman's husband and the children are waiting for her to come back home to prepare dinner, even in her state of tiredness. And this was about 9 p.m. I said, maybe she has a house help who has done that already. Or maybe she doesn't have. Maybe the husband is the supportive type who has assisted in one way or the other, and she will just get home and do a few things, and dinner would be ready. Or maybe the man was just on the sofa watching TV with the children, intermittently looking at the clock and wondering what was delaying her. Now, the question I want to ask is, should a man be involved in domestic chores? In answering that question, I would like us to cast our mind back many years ago when the woman's role was that of a full-time housewife. She was expected to stay home, run the family, cook the food, bear children, while the man went out to work for the money. But the situation as we have today has changed very drastically. The woman is no longer the full-time housewife she was about 50, 70 something years ago. The woman we have today is a housewife, is a mother, is a manager of domestic affairs, is a worker, an income earner. either as an employee or self-employed. But she's involved in the effort to bring income to the family. So, should a man not assist in domestic chores? My view as a man is that men should be involved in domestic chores. Perhaps many of my men folk would not agree with me, but that's my view. The woman you have in the house is no longer a domestic servant. Is not a domestic servant. She goes out to work to contribute to the family income. She gets home tired. She still has to play her role as a wife, as a mother. So if you can, please assist. You can assist in so many ways. Maybe you can cook. Your wife will love you more if occasionally you tell her to rest while you do the cooking. It makes her feel cared for, loved. When she has to sit down in the kitchen with you while you are cooking, she will enjoy the atmosphere. Or maybe you cannot cook. You can assist in preparing ingredients. You can blend tomato and pepper, crayfish. Pick a few things for her. Stay with her in the kitchen while she's cooking. Gist, gossip, talk about everything under the sun. A woman loves that. Let us not forget the fact that a time will soon come when it will be extremely difficult to get a domestic servant. These days, even the woman that sits on the ground in the open market selling pepper and tomato and okra is interested in educating her children. If you check very well, some of them have children in private schools up to the university. And so a time will come when domestic helps will be a thing of the past. So what if it boils down to just two of you in the house? So whatever you can to make it easy for your wife to play her roles in the home, please do that to assist. It doesn't take anything from you. On a Saturday, if you cannot afford to go to the dry cleaner, you both sit down and wash the dirty laundry. There's nothing wrong in a man sweeping the house if it is just the two of you. It will not be fair to the woman if a man should sit down, cross his legs, watch television, while shouting orders at the woman to sweep the place, clean the place. I'm very hungry. Where is my food? These are little things that can make a marriage a blissful one. So whatever you can as a man, please do. You never can tell. The very little inconsequential factors could be responsible for the success of your marriage. It may not be the big things you think. Spending money, buying her present, buying her all the things in the world. There are very little things that may make a woman convince herself that this is the right man for me. Thank you so much for watching. In the next edition, we're going to answer the question, who is a husband? Is he a boss? Is he a leader? We'll see again. Thank you.